prison that I never got my first car. I never got my first place. I never got. I did get a bank account a couple times, actually, but I didn't get that. And so the silver lining was, because I spent all my time in prison, that I don't have repos on my record. I don't have bad credit. I have no credit. But you are how old? 19? 20. 20 years old, and you have a repo on you already. So it's gonna be really rough to get another car.
Yeah.
So, and that's the smallest thing, dude. But that smallest thing, the mentality of holding on to the car, it's not the action of holding on to the car. It's the mentality. See what I'm talking about when I'm talking about being wise?
Mm-hmm.
The mentality, not the action. The action comes after the mentality tells it what to do. So the mentality there is, fuck you.
I'm not understanding.
The mentality of keeping the car instead of, you know what I mean, getting and hiding it and doing all that shit. The mentality, you know what I mean? And I know it's scary and you fucking don't want to lose your car and you guys don't have no transportation, but we gotta try to change up the mentality of the whole. Let's work on the mentality of things.
I had to change my mindset.
Yeah.
That's honestly what I'm trying to do right now. I fixed my work ethic. I'm going to work. I love this job, and
So I've been trying to tell him to, you know, if he loses it, it's not the end of the world.
because I can literally get her car back in 2
He's
checks.
like, it's not the end of the world, it's just a car. You know?
Yeah. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. But if you guys are gonna get married, now the burden is on her because she doesn't have a repo.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to rely on her if you guys are gonna get married, and when that time comes, because they're gonna look at you like, hell no. Insurance on that car right there is $160 a month. If that insurance was in my name, you know how much it'd be? Like $70-something.
Really?
Yeah. So we want to change our mentality, and by changing our mentality, the actions in our life change too, because our mentality is what creates that.
Mm-hmm.
I run around fucking goofy all the goddamn time, but my mentality is different. I have a different mentality than anybody, so do you, you know, but mine's unique in the fact that I use my mentality from drug abuse for 26 years. And now my mentality is where your mentality is at right now. Like I'm at that mentality. Because I'm getting my first place ever by myself. My first car. You know, I'm on a credit union and I got a great job. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I lost my wife and her kids. Okay, that's happening. But you know what? I'm gonna keep going. Because my mentality is different now.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of my mentality saying, fuck you, I'm done, my mentality says, fuck you, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
And you asking me to be a groomsman, family is very, very important to me. You see what they've done for me in the little bit of time that you've known me and what you've heard. And here I stand alone in this house.
When you weren't even allowed in it a couple weeks ago.
Not a couple weeks ago, a couple years ago, but
Yeah, I didn't realize the time.
Yeah.
But
yeah. My mom's protested Christmas here at this house because I wasn't allowed in this house. My mom protested Christmas and she stayed home and I went to her house. My family's everything to me. My nieces are everything to me. I miss their life and I love them fucking to death.
How many conversations he stepped out there and like talked to me and cried?
I don't have kids, dude. I have nieces and nephews. I have 3 nieces and a nephew. And me and my nephew are tight, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my youngest niece, we're pretty tight too. But the older ones, you know. So
it's just, I can see you're trying. I've only known you for a short amount of time, but judging from the stories I've heard in the past, you are not even the same man. And
oh no.
the reason I asked you to be in my line is because of what you told me after the whole thing with Amber. You told me you didn't blame anything on me. You came up to me and you said, I don't know if you did it. I don't care if you did. But if I find out that you do something, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. And I realized that wasn't you trying to scare me. It was you protecting your niece.
Absolutely.
And
I would gladly go back to prison in a heartbeat for any one of my family, because I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm barely learning this. So the longer I'm out,
The more
the
frustrating you get.
the easier it'll be to rationalize.
Mhm.
But it's that mentality.
That prison mentality.
It's a dog eat dog mentality, eye for an eye mentality,
Mm-hmm.
and I will take your eyes for fucking with my family. You know what I mean? So.
Mhm.
And that I have to change that mentality too, but it burns so deep inside because everybody knows that I'm not even legally adopted, but it's happening, and I'm almost 41. Can you believe it? 41, I'm getting adopted. I'll show you the adoption papers when it's all done. Mark my word, keep following me, you'll see.
Do you know Daniel got arrested?
I don't know who that is, but we're
Yeah,
not
you
talking.
do.
We're not talking about Daniel right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, yeah, okay. I respect that you have a job. I respect that you guys are clean. My niece and her old man have been clean for a month straight now. He's got a good job. He's working on it. I respect that. And I will have your back just as I do my family, as her dad, my brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have your back the same way because you'll be my family. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep pushing, keep progressing. It gets better, but it doesn't.
It's already getting better.
Okay.
My life, my mental. I can think. I stumble over words, but
He remembers what
I
he's doing.
remember what I did earlier today.
Okay, and that's
And
good.
It's honestly an amazing feeling. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I was high 24/7 all day long for a long time, and I didn't like it. I started feeling like a crackhead. I didn't like it, and I wanted to change it. And once I moved into my friend's house, I realized I can have fun without weed.
And we hit rock bottom and literally sleeping on a mattress in there.
Not even that. It's just I realized I don't need weed in my life
Well,
to
yeah, because
live
people.
life.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
just lived around the wrong people.
yeah.
Because his best friend used to smoke heavy like him, and he quit completely.
I was addicted to spice really bad, to the point where if I didn't have it, I was puking. That's when I lived with grandma at the other house.
Really?
Yeah, your guys' first house. If I didn't have it, I puked. And then I had a psychotic episode where I had an extremely vivid hallucination, I'm gonna call it. But when I came out of the hallucination, I was standing in front of a mirror telling myself, you know who you are, your name is Brian Person, you know who you are, your name is Brian Person. And I go to the bathroom and I get water and I put it on my arms because that's what helped me come out of the high. I'd never been that high in my entire life. Everything in my room was floating. It was a black abyss, and I was on my bed, and I made these weird noises and arched my back, and it was very intense to the point I don't know if it really fucking happened or not, and I was making extremely loud noises, and then I was scared that Grandma and Brandon were gonna hear it. So something fucking happened in my room, and it's because I took a hit of spice, and I've been smoking spice for a long time. For a long time. And something happened. I took one fucking hit and went into Grandma's house from my girlfriend's car, went down to my room, ate some of my peanut butter and honey that I have up there, because that's what I do, and I smoked spice. That was it, and worked. And so I took that hit and I went to my room, and I remember curling up in my blanket, and then it hit me.
Yeah, she's
Whatever.
like me. I can't get a better paying job because I won't pass a drug test. I want to go into healthcare, but I need to get my CNA. One of the places that I have lined up for an interview, they'll pay for my CNA license.
Yeah.
So,
I'm assuming they take it out of each check though. Huh?
I think it's like a contract. I have to be there.
So like Aspen. Yeah, Aspen will
If
do
I can
that
get my
if you're there
CNA
for like.
license, I can be like an in-home nurse, and go to people's houses and help them there, you know.
Yeah.
I don't
think-
like fast food. I think healthcare is my way to go because I like the one-on-one. I don't like seeing someone for 5 minutes and then never again. And yeah, CNAs, it's a lot of work. It's fast-paced, but it's more rewarding when you get home than being a fast food worker. You're like, well, I helped this
I'm
lady.
gonna be
Right.
honest, I find more satisfaction in this job than I have in any other job. I feel like I've gotten something done during the day and I didn't just walk around a building for 8 hours.
Okay, good. Let me explain something to you about jobs and about this job at the top and this job at the bottom. I should have said this for the top too. This job at the bottom, what people call the bottom, has a man that works there, and at first is embarrassed to work there. Now listen to the story. The man is embarrassed to work at this gas station because it's at the bottom. It's not in the middle or something, or a little bit higher or at the top. He's embarrassed. One day the man decides, you know what? I like this job. I'm gonna own this job. He worked at that gas station for 7 months and he owned his job, meaning he greeted customers, he cleaned the bathrooms, he stocked the shelves, he changed the soda syrup, he ran the registers, he ran the numbers at night, and he tried to put a smile on every customer's face and was respectful to those who were respectful to him, and there was no bullshit. But it was a lot of fun, right? And what he realized was, this ain't the bottom, this ain't the top. You have the job. You like the job, you own it. And it doesn't matter where it is. But then I use that job, and now look where I'm at. Now I make a significant amount of money an hour. It doesn't have to be the bottom. It just has to be something that
That's a good starting point.
you have to take, yeah, and it doesn't matter what job it is, it needs
That's
to be done.
what I'm trying to do with this job. It's not the end of my career. It's not the middle. It's my starting point. I made the bare minimum at this job, but I'm working my butt off to try to climb to the top.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm showing up on time every day. Yeah, I went from going to bed at 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and now I go to bed at 10 or 11. And I get tired at 10 or 11, and I wake up at 6:30, and I feel great.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a little bit of anxiety. I know I used to take care of that with it was weed, but I don't have that option anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want that option anymore. You know, I don't want to wake up, smoke, and then go to work. I want to wake up, spend time with her, watch maybe a little bit of TV, and then go to work after I'm relaxed in a natural way.
There you go. Yeah.
And if I have to jump in the shower, like this morning I had to jump in the shower before I went to work to calm my anxiety. And that's what I did.
Good. Yeah, dude. I've never worked like this in my life. I've never, yeah. The job that I have is very rewarding to me. I own my job. I bust my ass in my job every single day. I am the hardest working person in there most days.
Yeah.
I am the first one in, and a lot of time the last one to leave. I own my job. I love my job. My job loves me. And I don't care what anybody else thinks about where my job is at on this spectrum that is being created by somebody's thoughts, everybody's thoughts jumbled together of what a top job and a bottom job is. A job is a job is a job. When you go to the interview, it's not top job for McDonald's. It's not what they say. Or bottom job for Dairy Queen. It's not what they say. It's not what it says on the application. The application is you.
It says the job title.
And then you'll get your position in most jobs. I work production. That's my job, is production. That's my title. I feel like I do more than production, but that's what I do, is production. And there's a stigma and a stereotype about production. Most of the time they think of Lifetime or sitting there putting parts on a metal robot that's gonna go to some kid in Florida. Production. That's not the production I do, but that's the stereotype. And then I had to get over that and say, you know what? I own my job. I love my job. I work in production. I make cultured marble for a living. And I own it, and I'm proud of it. I'm here for anything. No topic is off limits. Nothing is off limits. I've been through shit that you only see in movies or dream about and wake up in a cold sweat.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of your documentary on YouTube, and I heard some of the stories with her, and I was like, I literally haven't, like, the one about the car, and the guy where you had I think you had a gun, and you were wrestling him or something. He accidentally shot his hand. Like, I haven't seen any of that besides in movies, you know?
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the shit that I went through as a child.
Yeah,
that helped train my brain and mold my brain to what it is. It's the shit. It's the shit that you only see in movies. You ever been at your house and all of a sudden they're tearing it down? You ever had that happen? You ever heard of anybody ever having that happen? I have. Guess who it was? Me. So there's no fucking excuse. I watched them tear my house down in front of me. I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you the goddamn truth, kid.
Yeah.
I pumped gas at a gas station and washed car windows when I was 12 years old. My sister went to school all day. When she got out of school, the money that I made that day, we took into the gas station and bought food and heated up in the microwave because we don't have electricity and we don't have running water at my house. So we take our food home and get there as fast as we can, and hopefully it's still warm, which it is most of the time because we live right around the corner. We go in there and it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever time my sister gets out of school, and we eat just a little bit. That's the only thing we had all day. We want to save something for when the sun goes down. So she tries to teach me what she learned in school that day as I'm out pumping gas and washing car windows so we can eat. Where's my mother? Nowhere to be found. Mom, rest in peace. I love you. 10 years clean and sober when she passed away. My inspiration is my mother. She went through the same shit I'm going through. She put me through the shit. She was right there in it too. She made it out of prison, off paper, remarried, died clean and sober 10 years later. Young, not even 50, 49. I went through it. I'm coming out of it because I'm going to continue to follow my mom's footsteps to a clean and sober life. That's what I said in her letter. She never got it because she passed away. But that I followed her footsteps all the way to prison. Now I hope I can follow your footsteps to a clean and sober life. I'm doing it. You know why? Because only thing I ever wanted in this life was to be like my mother. No matter how bad she treated me, no matter where she left me, no matter what she did to me, all I wanted to do was walk in her shoes. And you know what? I'm still walking in her shoes. Yes, I'm telling you now, this day, I am still walking in my mother's shoes because that's what I've always done. And that's what I've always wanted to do. And she was clean and sober when she died. So what does that mean? What does that mean to you? I will be clean and sober when I die. And it could be tomorrow. And I would be...
clean and sober.
My life would be... I would have a full circle. My journey would be complete. My mother's journey was complete, dude. It took a lot of me in the process. My sister, but she's two totally different people. It can be done. It will be done. Not it can. Because saying it can puts it over here. Yeah, it can. Saying it will puts it right here on your chest. I will get this weight back up to the bar. I will. I will come out of this, and I will be stronger, wiser, more dedicated, whatever it is. If you remember any of this talk, remember one thing. I'm always here for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I have to go to bed.
This might sound weird. Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, come in.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. You're good, huh? Alright? You're good, dude. You're gonna be alright, dude. I know you will. You got a great teacher, and I'm not just saying it because it's me. I'm saying it because it's me. It's what I went through.
You're the one who's actually talking to him about, like, that you understand what's going on. You're just not drilling on him that... Because he slipped up one time and smoked, and his best friend was pissed. And he quit cold turkey and stopped after being a heavy smoker for 3 years.
More than that. I've been a heavy smoker since I was 15.
Okay.
Yeah, and his best friend was pissed. I was like, you can't show that you're at least a little bit proud of him that he slipped up one time after just being clean, you know? And he hasn't gone back since.
Yeah, okay. And you know what? Look, I was going to end this video, but we're going to keep going. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about that for a second. They say, a lot of people say that relapse is part of recovery. I say your recovery is unique to you. Does relapse have to be in your recovery? No.
But can it be?
But can it be?
Yeah.
Yes. Just as well as it can be no, it can be yes. Am I the one to judge that? No. I don't judge, dude. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm gonna push you. You wanna step in my bubble, in my realm, and come to me as a man? Then I'm gonna treat you like a fucking man. I'm gonna teach you the way I was taught, because that's the only way I know.
I just want to tell you I really appreciate you talking to me today.
I appreciate you listening. This is what I was born to do. This is what I told myself I was gonna do when I can get out of the damn drugs. This is what I told myself since I was 12 years old, since I started getting high. That one day I won't be doing this anymore and I can help somebody else out. Almost 29 fucking years later. Guess what? I'm that little boy that said, I'm gonna help somebody one day. That little boy is me. That's a true fucking statement.
You proved to yourself that you got there. You made that comment to yourself when you were 12 and you
I'm doing it
still
now.
lived it out.
Yeah. So what I'm
Still
saying
got
is,
your stuff together and you living it out.
it took me that long, and I went through a whole bunch of shit to get here, so I'm very wise. I act like a fool, but I'm wise as fuck. And I'm serious. And I'm funny, and I'm outgoing, and I love to joke around, but I'm serious. When it comes to recovery. I don't judge. I listen. And I problem solve. I help problem solve, or I do problem solve.
It's really helped that I know I have somebody that I can talk to too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna drill nothing into your head or your head. I'm not looking at a goddamn construction worker. I work production. My production is to help build you guys up too. Let's just put it that way if you wanna.
You can talk to somebody without being ashamed or being worried about being
Just-
screamed at.
Screamed at for making a mistake.
I'm not gonna scream at you. I might get tough with you sometimes about certain things, whatever. But I only give as much as you're gonna give, because I've always just given it all out, and then I get burned every fucking time, and it's my fault. But I've continued to do the same thing over and over and over. But I've learned over the years that now I'll give you this, then I'll leave it alone,
Actually, the same in return.
and you need to come to me. You came to me tonight. I'm coming to you now. Then guess what? If we're gonna just do it like that, it's your turn. I love you, dude. And keep doing what you're doing because you're doing good.
I'm really trying. My dad told me last night, he said, I called him asking for help, and he said, I have zero trust in you. And he called me later and apologized, but that comment from my dad, it really,
Because it was the truth.
yeah.
It's how he feels right now. It's not the truth. It's how he feels in his heart. And
But he said it because I was asking to use his car. He didn't say it because of the weed or
Right.
anything. He said because I crashed his truck 3 years ago. I wasn't stoned. I was driving sober. The only reason was because my friend was doing a bunch of crazy dance moves in the front seat. I looked over for a second, saw a nice truck, looked back, and it just happened. And he, ever since, just hasn't had the same trust in me. Which I get.
Yeah.
I get it because I totaled his truck. You know, and it was my fault. But it was an accident.
Alright, well, I'm not gonna yell at you.
I know. And I just want to thank you for that.
You're welcome,
You
dude.
talked to me tonight.
Yeah, I'll listen to you.
You didn't yell at me, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. I don't have no reason to yell at you, dude. I have no reason to yell at you. Don't give me a reason to yell at you. But even if you do, and I do yell at you,
So I'll just,
or you yell at me, guess what? That's what fucking happens.
Mhm.
Get over it. Keep going.
Don't hold on to it.
No. Why? You're gonna let that. You see what happened with me and my brother for 22 years? What he's held on to for 22 years? You just let go of? Come on, man. It's tore our family up. I did with my decisions, but also he has with the way he's acted
About your decisions.
about my decisions, and it's just not been good, healthy at all for anybody involved. You know, it started with me.
And in a year, that was the first time I met Nick.
I haven't seen him in 22 years.
I was just saying he doesn't come around a lot.
No, because I'm around.
I didn't even see him up in California. Like, Emily was like, are we gonna go see Nick? And I don't know if they planned to or not, but I didn't meet him.
Yeah, and I don't blame him one bit, dude. I don't. I don't. And that's why I don't hate cops, because my brother's a cop. Individual cops, yeah.
But yeah,
Police in general, no. I got love for them. They
I have a lot
save
of-
people's lives. They saved my life.
I have a lot of respect for any sort of armed forces because my dad was in the Marine for 4 years, and my grandpa was Marine for 20 years.
Yes.
I mean, my dream was to become a Marine, but the only thing holding me back is my medication, Risperidol. And I hate it. My friend Devlin, sometimes will pass a cop and say like F12. I'm like, bruh, why?
They're doing their job.
Yeah, they won't bug you unless you give them a reason to.
I had a cop pull me over because I was going 20 I was going 20 over on the freeway coming back from Farmington from Lagoon with Ava. He pulled me over. He goes,